he might be the biggest fraudster in the UFC right now. He really might be.
Like, and that's not like an understatement. That's not like an overreaction. Okay, you guys need to watch this. His get-up game is that of a toddler. If you push a toddler over, poke him right in the forehead, push him right on the back. Now watch him roll like a turtle and just kind of sit there.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here on Locked Door MMA. We're your hosts. I'm Brevin. This is my good buddy JP. We're so excited to be back with you guys. What we aren't excited about was the results of this past weekend's card, which we will go over in this episode. But before we do, just want to give a quick thanks to all of you as our current subscribers, our current viewers. If you aren't subscribed, we still appreciate you guys, but it's free to do. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Currently, we're sitting at 99 subscribers. So if you want to be our 100th subscriber, you know what to do. Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It means the world to us. That's why we continue to bring you guys this great content every single week. Let's get above 100. Let's continue to climb. Let's get to 200 eventually. That will be freaking awesome. We love you guys and appreciate you. In this episode, we're going over every single fight that took place on UFC Fight Night. Hernandez versus Pereira down in Vegas at the Apex Center. Interesting to say the least. There's a lot of words that we could utilize to describe this card. JP, I'll hand it over to you to share some of your thoughts and kick us off for the main event. What your thoughts were on that?
Uh, man, this was this is a historic card for us, and the fact that before the show or not even with the show or anything, we've been doing this for a little bit, like going back and forth every Saturday about who we pick and shit like that. I think this is the worst card that one we did with predictions. First time we ever went negative. Worst card we've ever had. Two, I think I can speak for both of us confidently say this is the worst card we've ever seen him in our life. This thing was cheeks. This thing was terrible. Yeah, main event. We picked Pereira. First round came out. Landed a beautiful teep. Body work.
Right to the liver.
Right to the liver. Hernandez is clearly soft to the body. That's how Kevin Holland knocked him out. He's been hurt to the body several times. So we were like, yeah, holy shit, might knock him out. Hell yeah. And we got tired in 3 minutes. I mean, being at the elevation of Salt Lake, it sucks, but oh wait. We weren't at Salt Lake. We're in Vegas. And you got tired in 3 minutes. Okay. Sure. Yeah, no. Real tough. Tough 3 minutes with him hurt backing up from you. I can see how you gas out. Cool. Fluffy did what he said he was gonna do. He's gonna break him, take him down. I don't know, man. That was just Pereira gassed out and then just got beat up. We were
You
hoping
got
he
mauled.
survived the fight because we had to go into decision by the guy, but on the bets, obviously, not on our picks, but yeah. And then got stopped. So, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, deservingly so. Not upset with the stoppage by any means. Just a little underwhelming if you're a Pereira fan. I mean, you go back, watch this guy's fights previously to this one. Looks good, looks sharp. He's explosive. He's fun to watch. This one, he's very boring. Gasses out. Can't really defend anything and gets beat up the entirety of the fight. Hernandez did land or did shoot 29 different takedowns, landed 10 of them. It is grueling. I'll give you that. It is tough to wrestle. It can suck the life out of anybody, that's for sure. But Pereira only landed 29 total strikes in the entirety of the 5 rounds that this fight went. That's rough. That's rough. Anthony Hernandez, on the other hand, landed 219. So you guys can kind of get the picture if you weren't able to watch the fight on Saturday, exactly how it went. It was rough as a Pereira fan. I like the guy. I think he brings a lot to the division. Division very fun to watch, but not on Saturday. Good for Hernandez. Yeah, he's going to be a problem for some of these guys. He can negate a lot of things that a lot of the guys in this division do well just with his pressure wrestling. So he'll be one to keep an eye out for.
I mean, you shoot 29 takedowns, it's gonna be tough to beat you. But I hear it. I'm not saying wrestling for 25 minutes isn't hard. Yeah, fuck yeah, it's hard. You wrestle for 3 minutes as hard as you can. You're gassed out. But they weren't wrestling. He hurt him to the body, and then come out the second round and dude is gassed. I don't know. Whatever. Missed that one. Shocker. The next one, the co-main, Kyler Phillips and Rob Font. Brevin, what'd you think?
Yeah, this one, very confusing to say the least. Kyler Phillips going into this fight, the heavy favorite. He was JP's lock of the night. I'm sure we'll get to that. Didn't look like himself whatsoever. Only landed 50 strikes the entirety of the fight, 38 of them being significant. That's really just not his style. 4 of 5 on the takedowns, which seemingly is good on paper. He couldn't keep Ralph Font on the ground, which was another surprise. So props to Ralph Font. He stood up, did what we knew he was gonna do and strike, and he did that well. Ultimately got the decision win by unanimous decision, to say the least. I don't think there was a single split decision on this card, which we'll get to. Very interesting because I do think some fights warranted a split decision, but all the judges were unanimous the entirety of the fight. I think they were just looking at each other, JP, honestly, and saying, "Hey, Billy, what do you got over there? I don't want to be the odd guy out. I don't want to be the odd guy out this weekend." So a lot of unanimous decisions. Interesting. Good for Rob Font. I mean, some people are high on Rob Font. I'm still not high on Rob Font, but you gotta, you gotta, lose a little bit of respect for Kyler Phillips at this rate.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Watching him fight Pedro Munoz, I mean, he can strike. He looks like he's got a brain on his head, but he doesn't evidently. And if there's one thing I can't stand, it's you constantly going backwards in the fight off the back foot. That's one thing. If you want to counter and stuff. But when the dude's a boxer, just shelling up, coming towards you, and then multiple times in the fight, he turned his back and he was running away from him. I was like, okay, like, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Terrible lock call by me. The line had nothing to do with it. I know there's people saying shit about the line. I didn't pick him because of the line. I picked him because I thought he was going to win, because I thought it was going to be a striking battle. And Rob Font's, I mean, he didn't do anything that shocked me in the fight. He didn't, like you said, it's not like I'm like, holy shit, I'm disrespecting Rob Font. I knew what he was going to be, but I thought Kyler wasn't going to be a moron and just turn his back and run. But whatever, man. It is what it is. Lost another lock.
You live and you learn. Next fight, Charles Johnson versus Sumadarje. Interesting one as well.
Yeah, this one was crazy. This one was definitely crazy to watch. At the pace of this card, this fight was nice to see because the card fucking sucked. Some people think this fight was a robbery. I feel like it wasn't. Take that how you will. You might say I'm biased because I picked Charles. I don't think so. I think it was close. Sumaderja was hurt really bad. I mean, sure, he threw up 2 sub attempts, but he was over 3 with the takedowns. Charles was 2 for 6, so it's like, eh. I mean, yeah, on the ground, he had him in a couple of deep ones. He had him in deep triangle for a second, but Charles didn't really ever freak out, did the right things, got out of it. Had Sumaderja hurt real bad, wobbled real bad, so I mean, if we're going off damage, Charles Johnson, I definitely think landed the bigger strikes and had that whole scenario with the referee just standing there looking at a dead body, and then it comes back to life, and the ref's like, show me something. Defend yourself. Okay. I don't know what these refs, like, even in the Pereira fight, like you said, we're not mad at the stoppage. We're surprised it went halfway through the 5th.
100%. It could have
Like,
been
we were
ended
sitting
in
there
like in the third,
in
honestly.
the 3rd round. We were sitting there texting each other. Like, oh, it's chalked. There's no way he survives, dude. But yeah, clutch fight. We got the win in Charles though.
I will say the one thing that I took away from this fight is Sumadarje has been putting in work on his ground game. I mean, the submission attempts
100%.
alone were very impressive coming from him. This is a guy, if you guys recall, that's been submitted a ton of times. Like, hasn't been able to defend a submission attempt his entire career. Comes out against Charles Johnson, shows a decent game, decent defensive game. put Charles Johnson into some pretty tight situations where Charles
Yeah, he
Johnson
did.
definitely had to work to get out of them. I mean, if he would have submitted Charles Johnson, that would have been absolutely bonkers. But kudos to Sumadarje. He landed big strikes. He's quick. He's very fast. He's kind of a sniper from the outside. This was a very good matchup between the two of them. I mean, I would like to watch these two fight again. If I'm being honest, they provided the most action, throughout the whole card. So I liked it.
This one surprisingly did not get fight of the night.
Who'd they give that to?
Elkins and Pineda.
I mean, okay. Well, yeah. I think they deserve it, but also at the same time, like two old guys standing in front of each other just throwing bombs, like, yeah, they probably deserve it. But from a technical standpoint, I like this fight better. That one, like, none of them have a future. I mean, Pineda retired after the fight, so like, nothing to take
Yeah,
away from it.
100%. Moving down.
Oh,
I mean, I don't really want to count this one for our record, but whatever. It's not like it would have made a difference. Jake Hadley and Cameron Smotherman originally supposed to be a high stand.
yeah, and we definitely would have picked against Hadley, had we known the opponent going into the fight. They switched at the last second. After our breakdown video, Smotherman came out and did exactly that. He smothered Jake Hadley from the start of the fight to the end of it. Hadley couldn't get anything going, whether that was his grappling, whether that was his striking. He was ultimately just backed up against the fence and he ate punches. And for Smotherman to come in there, the plus 400 underdog, and do that to a guy like Jake Hadley on 4 days' notice, Cameron Smotherman might be one to watch out for moving forward because he did look pretty sharp. I liked his skill set. I liked how he approached the fight. Jake Hadley, you're very, very disappointing. You came off of a pretty decent win against Loughran, however you say his damn name. And,
Laughlin.
there was a little bit of hype behind that, and now you've lost it all. You were the minus 600 favorite going into this one. Now the UFC is not going to know what to do with you or who to give you as a fight. You can't even beat a guy off 3.5 days notice.
um, yeah, I mean, we picked high stand to beat Hadley. I don't know. We just switched it to Hadley because we're like, whatever. Didn't have a chance, but the going backwards, man. I mean, Jake Hadley did it too. You're just constantly going backwards. I mean, if you're gonna go backwards at some point, you have to plant your feet and get respect. Otherwise, they're
Hmm.
just gonna keep walking you down. Brevin said Hadley couldn't get anything going. Beg to differ. That man got the fingers going. Cause that dude was fingering the shit out of his eye. Hit him in the nuts. He was trying everything he could.
Yeah, he certainly was. Smotherman, I felt bad for the guy. He's sitting in there in the corner. He's got the doctor there, the ref stepping in saying, "Hey, can you see other side? Give me a towel." It was bad. I always feel bad when guys get poked that badly.
Jesus
All right,
Christ. Got a frog in
let's
my
move
throat.
on. Let's move on to the fight of the night, apparently. Yeah, deservingly so. But if you would have looked at this card before the night started, I don't think anyone would have predicted this to be the fight of the night. Darren Elkins versus Daniel Pineda.
The funny thing is, Brevin called this one the poop bowl when we were breaking it down.
It was on paper.
And it fucking got fight of the night. I mean, yeah, they threw down, went to war, like exactly how we said they would. They're both brawlers. Darren Elkins, we made the point to talk about Charles being the only one who submitted him. Dude kept getting deep guillotines. Pineda is worse than Dustin Poirier. Boy pulls Gilly all the time, 24/7. And Darren Elkins is basically like, go ahead, because when you don't get it, I'm gonna get on top of you and then start elbowing you in the fucking forehead. And it works. So, I mean, good win by him. I think he should have retired alongside of Pineda, but got
Yeah,
this
that
one.
that would have been cool to see, like both of them just lay down their gloves after that one. Like that would be a good way to go out. I mean, who do you put him up against next? But yeah, he said it in the post-fight interview. I purposely stick my neck out there, hoping guys shoot the guillotine. It gasses their arms, and then I get in a really dominant position after they fail the attempt. I have really great guillotine defense. He showed that on Saturday. Yeah, he's an interesting guy. He cut Pineda up not once, not twice, maybe not 3 times, I think, like, 4 different cuts on the forehead of Pineda. It was pretty nasty. Those elbows were sharp. So, I mean, bad one to go out on if you're Pineda, but at some point, you gotta call it quits.
Yeah, dude, that every time. It was probably after like this third one where I was like, bro, he's gonna keep shooting gillies, and this guy's just gonna. He'd sit there, roll on his back, grab his leg. Pineda would try to roll on top, and he'd roll back into him, and then he'd lose it. I don't. Hey, if you can do that, that's pretty good by Elkins, because those are some tight guillotines, man. Um. Anyways,
Yeah.
moving down the card, one of the highlights: Mateus Nicolau versus Brevin's lock Almabayev.
Yeah, Ass University, my boy. He never lets me down. He's been my lock before. Even prior to starting up the show. This guy's skill set is just one that's very difficult to crack. And he showed you why on Saturday. Fight started really slow in the first round, both guys trying to feel each other out. Second round, we started seeing a pickup of the action. And then Asu ultimately got it done by decision. He did land a solid takedown, had 5 minutes of control time, which was very good to see coming from his side of it. Like Nicolau, props to him. He's got pretty good wrestling defense. I think there was some threat of submissions coming from Nicolau's side, and that's why Asu wasn't as assertive with the wrestling to begin with, at least. But he landed it when he needed to, ultimately to get the win. So proud of my boy Almabayev, another EV getting it done.
Yeah, the knockdown too was huge because before that the fight was pretty slow. Almabayev, we said was gonna over wrestle because he normally does, and he didn't in this fight. He was methodical with it. Didn't put himself in a bad spot. I mean, Nikolai looked good. He fought well. Um, but yeah, man, that knockdown was huge, and they got to take down. So yeah, OVEV baby, one of the only highlights of the card.
Yeah, 100%. All right. Next fight. Now, this is where I personally believe could have seen a split decision. Probably should have seen a split decision. I actually messaged JP after the fight, and I said this fight was a draw, and I do believe that I have a case. Brad Katona versus Gene Matsumoto.
Um, they gave Katona 3 takedowns, which like, unless I'm forgetting one, I don't think he got 3.
I think
Unless
he
you're
landed 3.
unless they're counting like one of the ones where he fell to his knee. I don't know. Good fight. Best I've seen Katona look. I'll say that. Shitting on Katona on the breakdown. And hey, I'm still not a Katona fan. Okay, but he looked decent. Matsumoto is gonna be a problem. This kid is what, 25 or something like that. 16-0. Dude throws bombs. He can take a shot. He got wobbled real bad at the end of the first round. Um, I mean, yeah, the stats are almost identical both ways. Yeah, this one could have been a split or could have went either way. I'd hear somebody's case saying this was a robbery more than the Charles Johnson fight.
I, d- I don't I don't necessarily think this one's a robbery per se, but I definitely think if you're on the Katona side, you had a strong argument. He looked good. I believe he won round one. He wobbled Matsumoto at the end of the round. Matsumoto came back, had a second or a strong second round, and then Katona finished the fight very well. Like JP had alluded to, the striking statistics were almost identical. Katona actually outstruck Matsumoto, had more strikes to the body. Matsumoto had more strikes to the legs, and then Katona had more takedowns. So it was really back and forth. It was a great fight overall, and honestly, this one could have been fight of the night just as easily. I like the future of both these guys. There's a lot of Katona haters. JP's one of them. My girlfriend Kaylee, she's another one of them. She watched she watched the Ultimate Fighter with me on Katona season, and can't stand the guy, but we have to be unbiased in what we do every single weekend. And this is one of those situations. Katona's looking pretty sharp, and he almost gave Matsumoto his first L. I don't care what anyone says. He was a pretty hefty underdog going into that one as well. So, hefty. I mean, plus 175, whatever it was. Still, Matsumoto, undefeated. Good fight for the both of them.
Yeah, Matsumoto's gonna be a problem, dude. At 25, and he looks like this. That's pretty damn good, you ask me. What's the next one? Oh boy, yeah. Let's just speed run the rest of these because I could give a fucking shit, dude. These were horrendous. Jocelyn Edwards, Tamira's Vidal.
Yeah, bro. This one, God. I don't know what we were doing taking Vidal, honestly, that she's had moments in her past where she looked very explosive. She looks like she could clip anyone at any given moment. And yes, that was true on Saturday, but the volume of strikes weren't there. And the percentage landed weren't there as well. In order to be explosive and dangerous, you have to connect with your strikes. That wasn't happening on Saturday. Edwards, her opponent, missed weight by 3 fucking pounds, comes into the octagon, and she looks the part, dude. Very dominant, very strong, landed the bigger strikes against Vidal. Really had nothing coming back her way that she was afraid of. I mean, this one, kudos to her. She looked very dominant, but bro, you miss weight by 3 pounds. That's kind of an embarrassment to the division. I mean, Vidal was upset about it. They had to have words after the fight. It was just silly. Yeah, good on Edwards, I guess.
um, Vidal sucks. I'm sick of
Sh-
watching
She definitely is
women's.
bad.
I'm sick of watching women's MMA if it's not high level. Like I'm just over it. Like girls like Juliana Pena, she still lost that fucking fight. She's trash. Vidal's trash. I'll tell you where the 3 pounds went, brother. Okay, it was in her ass. All right, the girl's got a dump truck, double wide. Holy shit. I'm surprised she didn't lay on her the whole fight. Vidal over there just wasting energy, just throwing at air. Why the fuck are we doing that? Why do so many of you do that? Us. They're not landing anything. They're throwing it at air. Mind blowing. Vidal sucks.
Yeah, she definitely does. I mean, Edwards is honestly pretty good. I didn't really know her game like that. But she showed up Saturday, fought well. So if she's not missing weight, she's someone I probably would back moving forward as far as money goes, and betting goes, but she's got to stop missing weight.
Shit, I wasn't familiar either, but now I am. Okay.
Wasn't familiar with her game. I mean, she got 4 takedowns, and those takedowns definitely were very powerful. There was no getting up for Vidal. All right, next fight, Jessica Penne versus Elise Reed. Another one that honestly shook me a little bit.
Who cares? They're both trash. Elise Reed's still trash. Jessica Penne is a 40-year-old who stands there. Literally just stands there. Doesn't move. Okay. Well, enjoy that. Fade the 40s should have reigned supreme. Brevin says we got
Yeah,
to be unbiased. I should have been. I wasn't because I hate Elise Reed. Still do. But, I mean, Penne. Okay.
yeah. We
Dog
have
shit.
to be unbiased in these situations. Elise Reed, she landed so many more strikes than Penne. Penne looks like a 40-year-old in there. She was slow. I thought she'd utilize the grappling a lot more. She went 1 for 13 on takedowns, and those takedown attempts were so damn sloppy. I don't know what we were thinking, but Penne didn't really look like herself either. So can't really fault us too much. And Elise Reed, she fought a good fight, especially going up against the opponent that she was. That's what she needed to do, and she did it well.
Trash is what that was. The next one, Melissa Martinez, Elise Artelian.
Yeah, JP said earlier in this video that you can't fight off your back foot and have success. Well, apparently Melissa Martinez can. She ran the entirety of the fight. She was scared of Ardeline. She didn't land any strikes whatsoever. She literally just ran, and somehow she got a unanimous decision victory. I know for a fact she lost the first 2 rounds. We can look at the strike totals if you guys would like. Total strikes 78 for Martinez, 103 for Ardeline. Significant strikes, 72 for Martinez, 92 for Ardeline. The head, body, leg breakdown, all in favor of Ardeline besides the legs. Cool. Control time, takedown attempts, Ardeline. Somehow there was a unanimous decision for Martinez. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I guess running is part of the qualification of being a good UFC fighter.
Uh, yeah, dude. Terrible dog shit decision. If anything, it should have been split. I don't know if the weird. Oh, she kicked me in the Virginer, and then they replay it, and it was a fucking teep kick that landed perfectly, no low blow. I don't know if that was like in the eyes of the judges, like, oh, the fight would have ended. Don't
How
know,
would
don't
that
care.
change the scoring of the other 2 rounds, though? That's what I wanna know. How is it 30-27 all 3 rounds in favor of Martinez?
Exactly. Like the first 2 rounds, if you're gonna sit here and tell me that Martinez won them clear as day, no. Okay, sure.
Ardeline going they showed the live odds going into the 3rd round. Ardeline was like a minus 275 favorite.
Yeah, it's just terrible. Just terrible. Just dog shit. I mean, Arteline's not good either, but Melissa Martinez going backwards, running away, literally running away. Anytime they get close, she runs away. She keeps throwing these axe kicks that just miss.
Miss.
Okay, dog shit. They both still suck. Both terrible. Let's get to the
Yeah,
last one because this
I
is
don't know what we
fucking
watched there. First fight
atrocious.
of the night, Austin Lane, the NFL player, versus Robelis, the spangy, the spongy ass boy. He's terrible. The biggie boy. Yeah, he's just trash.
um, I would not be surprised if Robelis Tafa got got cut by the UFC.
Oh my God.
It is so blatant that you don't give a shit about grappling, and it blows my fucking mind. If you want to
He
go
might
kickbox, go kickbox. You know what I mean?
he might be the biggest fraudster in the UFC right now. He really might be.
Like, and that's not like an understatement. That's not like an overreaction. Okay, you guys need to watch this. His getup game is that of a toddler. If you push a toddler over, poke him right in the forehead, push him right on the back. Now watch him roll like a turtle and just kind of sit there. That's what Robelis Spain looks like on bottom. Like, it's so bad. Uh, and dude clearly doesn't give a shit because nothing happened. Austin Lane sucks. And you
Austin Lane's a
literally
world beater, dude. What are you talking about?
a
Austin
world
Lane knows
beater.
exactly what he's doing. All right. Robelis de Spain was a second coming of Jesus Christ in the eyes of a lot of UFC fans. Austin Lane just demolished that guy. So what does that make Austin Lane? Let's put some
Trash.
respect on his name.
Dumpster. All right? You didn't make it in the NFL, you won't make it here either. Trash. Robelis de Spain's just cheeks. He's big and athletic, and our heavyweight division is so fucking bad right now. You can get into the UFC being big and athletic.
I might try out.
Do it. At
Dude,
least you won't look like a
I
fucking toddler on bottom.
I uh I asked JP in the breakdown video, do you think Austin Lane could wrestle Robelis de Spain? The answer was, well, we probably won't get there because the power of Despain, which is fair. I don't blame anyone for thinking that. I thought that myself. But in this fight, Austin Lane over 8 minutes, almost 9 minutes of control time, landed 3 takedowns out of 3 attempts, and that was all she wrote. Despain couldn't get back up. JP's not lying when he says that. And the volume from Despain is just so minimal. He's reliant on these one punch KOs so much that he doesn't know how to string together combinations. He doesn't know how to string together some punches and follow it up with a kick. He's just trying to sit on the outside and throw one big strike, one counter strike that is, catch you coming in and knock you out. That's all he's dependent upon, and he has no takedown defense, no get up, no grappling, nothing.
And it's like okay, the first 2 rounds you got put on your back, you weren't doing good, your game plan's not working. In the third round, what are we going to do? Are we going to go out there, are we going to give it like everything, right? Just throw caution to the wind, start uncorking shit you don't throw, naked kicks, just trying to clip him, trying to create chaos. Nope, we're still going to sit there.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing, bro? And then he gets taken
Yeah.
down again. And terrible takedown defense. Dude doesn't know how to sprawl. Dude doesn't know how to do anything except fall over. Disclaimer.
JP,
What?
go ahead. Go ahead.
Disclaimer. Don't go pushing toddlers over. Okay. I use that as an example. Just
It was just a theoretical scenario. JP has never actually done that. Okay.
just put a beetle on its back and just sit there and watch it. Fucking looks exactly like Robelis is Spain trying to get up.
JP, if you had to make a fight, like the next fight for Robelis to Spain, who do you put him up against?
I cut him and sent him to the PFL and let Francis Ngannou knock him the fuck out.
I'm honestly trying to see a fight between Robelis de Spain and Martin Bude. That's what I want to see.
You
I
talking
think they
about
match
the
up well
big
against each other.
boy and the big booty?
The big boy and the big booty. I think that would be the battle of the bigs. Not the battle of the Titans like we saw in the PFL this past weekend, but the battle of the bigs, the Spain and Bude.
I'd
That's what I want.
I'd rather watch my dog take a shit, honestly.
Yeah, Robelis. Listen, I talk a lot of shit about some of these heavyweight fighters. I don't want to run into Robelis to Spain in a dark alleyway or anywhere out there on the street. So Robelis, don't come for me. Junior Tafa, you can catch these paws. I I don't care about you, son. I don't. I don't. Yeah, Robelis is a scary man. Tafa, what do you know? His brother just pulled out of
Oh,
308.
that's
Yeah,
funny.
nothing new. You guys are ducking everybody. You'd duck me too if you saw me at the grocery store.
That's fucking funny, bro. I'd pay to see that. Brevin versus Tafa. Me versus Sal Diamato. You pussy, Sal. Little bitch.
It's all
Yeah.
jokes. It's all fun and games here on Locked Door MMA, guys. We're not
Clearly.
actually upset about anything.
Card's a goddamn joke. Yeah.
All right.
Worst
That
card to date.
does that wraps up the worst card to date in JP's opinion. I don't know. I've seen some pretty bad cards in my day, but hopefully next one won't be as bad. We've got UFC 308 coming up for you guys this coming Saturday. We've got some absolute killers on that card. I'm super stoked for it. I know JP is too. We've got some big names. Shara Magomedov, JP's favorite guy. They kind of look
The
alike, except
bullet.
JP's got two. He's got two eyes. Shara's got one. Yeah, I'm super excited for this one.
um, yeah, dude, Taporia, Holloway. They've been chirping a little bit. Taporia, he's funny. Max, I forget what he said. He said something. Taporia didn't understand him. He's like, "Who's Joe? I don't know Joe." And Max is like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Should be a good one though. In Abu Dhabi, gonna be early.
We'll
Keep
be
in
early.
mind, okay? Keep in mind, we say all this shit about the judges. Abu Dhabi was a place to start the controversial judging. Okay, if you don't know what I mean, do some research. That's all I'm gonna say. All right.
This Thursday, Power Slap, the crazy Hawaiian.
Hey, we're
He's coming
undefeated.
back.
We're undefeated in Power Slap.
Well, I'll tie the two together. So apparently, the crazy Hawaiian and Max Holloway went to high school together.
Did they really?
They did. The crazy Hawaiian, he needed pre-algebra to graduate, and so they sent him back down to pre-algebra class, like a few grades down from where he was, which was a senior about ready to graduate. And in that class, he was kind of messing around and being loud. And all of a sudden, in the back of the class, someone stands up and tells him to shut up. He said, "Shut the hell up." Crazy Hawaiian turns around. Turns out to be Max Holloway, young Max Holloway in high school, tells a crazy Hawaiian to shut up. So interesting little story there.
So what happened?
They said Crazy Hawaiian said they exchanged a few words, but nothing physical came of it. But he said, yeah, now Max Holloway, he's a legend, so he can tell me to shut up anytime he wants.
Well, that's boring. I want to hear somebody got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, I don't think either one of those guys wanted to fight each other at the time.
Oh man, yeah, 308. We've been doing decent on pay-per-views, but a down week. I doubt it ever happens again. Okay, guarantee it never happens again. This card was trash. Excited for 308 early one. Keep the Mosas ready. Stay tuned. Anything else for the people, Brevin?
No, just once again, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video, and leave a comment with any topics that you guys want to see us talk about, any opinions that you may have, whether it be on the judges or some of the fighters that we get to witness every single Saturday. It is for our entertainment, and we are certainly entertained, but sometimes pretty pissed off at the same exact time. Share your thoughts with us. We really appreciate it. Also, like I said, be our 100th subscriber. We got something special coming up in the future, maybe another giveaway. I can't comment or speculate, but we got some stuff coming up in the future. You guys don't want to miss out. And let's not forget, 2 weekends ago we went 11-2 or 11-1. Excuse me. Excuse me. Why would
11
I
and
ever
1.
say the number 2? 11-1. Absolutely crushed it. All right. We'll get back on the saddle like we always do. We rebound like Zion in the paint, baby. Let's keep it rolling. JP, I'll hand it back over to you.
Yeah, we went 11 and 1. Week before that, we went 8 and 4. So let's relax a little bit. All right, let's relax a little bit. Yeah, like, comment. We still enjoy this. We poke fun, but it's a fight game. Gonna happen, man. We appreciate all you guys who watch. Yeah, man. Let's do it. Another pay-per-view. Another fight night in the books. Is this the last fight night before they renovate? Real quick.
Well, let's hope so.
Oh boy, let's fucking hope so. Trash card. As always, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure. Bingo bango, baby. Peace.